Welcome back, ghosts and ghouls.
It's been a minute.
Yes, we hope you guys have missed us this last month.
Having a great time off.
We haven't. We're just grinding away.
Very true, very true.
Still fun stuff. And yeah.
If you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then at least
have a great day.
Enjoy our holiday special.
That's it. Just have a great day.
So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing today. We are celebrating Thanksgiving here in America. And in order to do so, we are trying to get spooky. So if you guys tuned into last year's holiday special or Thanksgiving special, I should say, well, even if you've kept up with the highlights that we've been posting on our YouTube channel from last special, you would know that we've talked about certain stories, like little, we went on the internet and found our own like stories that happened around Thanksgiving. And we talked about, you know, some of our own rituals and things like that we do for Thanksgiving. And
this episode's going to be a little different.
It is going to be a little different, as with most of our holiday specials, at least we'll try from here on out. Basically, we just want our listeners to give us their stories. And Thanksgiving, we definitely have a few of them. So this holiday special, or this Thanksgiving special,
you keep saying holiday
special because it is a holiday, right? It's a holiday, but yeah, it's not our official holiday special, which happens in another month from now.
Right.
Then actually this year we're doing two. Come December.
I forgot.
We are doing, actually, I'm telling you, like this off season it's got a little bit more going on
than last
one.
Last year was one every month, but we didn't do New Year's.
We did not do New Year's. There will be a New Year's one this year.
We also threw Nosferatu in there.
Nosferatu was in there because that was a big deal. Our Gothic episode was very fun. So if you have not seen that, go check it out.
At least just for the color.
Yeah, it's cool. We did something cool with the intro too. It's fun. Yeah. And then obviously we'll have our Valentine's and our St. Patrick's Day one coming up as well. But the big episode that we're gonna do that kind of takes Nosferatu's spot is a Scream deep dive come February.
That is true.
Because we are excited for the new film. And so we want to talk about the franchise as a whole. You know, we like to do that sometimes on this podcast. So we will be doing that come February. And then next thing you know,
we're back in it.
And we got some bangers for you guys. I promise you. We are actually going to, I'm not going to say it because I want you to be surprised, but we're
going hunting, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm still skeptical on it all.
Yeah. So over the last, if you guys have stayed true to like listening to us since the beginning, you know, we just started as a podcast. Then we launched our company. And then now we do short films and we do trailer reactions for horror specific movies and things like that on our YouTube. We're trying to broaden our horizons a little bit. And something else that we've done is we are going to bring in ghost hunting vlogs.
We're going to try it out.
We're going to see if you guys like it or whatever, but
I think it's going to be fun.
I agree. Yeah.
Nonetheless,
there are certain,
being skeptic or not, I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, Jake's a skeptic. I'm not. So it'll be kind of fun to see that balance. But I think that's something that's really cool. We're starting to branch out to places where, like, I don't know if you've seen our Stanley Hotel episode, you know, we did it from the outside of the hotel with it in the background. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. That was sick.
It was cool.
Like, it's a cool background to have.
The aesthetic was dope.
Yes. But we weren't actually in the hotels
or any of the haunted rooms.
Exactly. In Salem, our plans fell through for that. So now we've kind of branched out a little bit to where our on locations might actually be in the building, like inside, like
well, that is happening.
That is happening. Yeah.
Like
So
this next one that we're going to,
yeah,
we are inside.
we are inside. We've gotten permission. We've gotten all that, and so it's cool to be. I guess
We're one step closer.
Taking the next step. And,
yeah. Well, because it's just gonna keep snowballing after this, you know.
Yeah, it will. And then before you know it, guys, I mean, who knows? Season 5 will be in Dracula's castle in Romania or some shit. That'd be so cool.
That would be.
But anyway, yeah.
Dreams.
So we're getting there. Thanks
Yeah.
for sticking with us.
Exactly. Yeah. This episode is gonna be a similar take to last, but as Cal said before, we asked for your stories, and
You mean like last Thanksgiving?
yes,
Yep.
yeah. Sorry, not like just last time, but
I mean, it kind of is.
Well,
Like
yeah,
Halloween
I mean,
did the same thing.
true,
Right, we read
But
stories.
last Thanksgiving, we had some crazy stories. This year, we have some crazy stories, but it's from you guys, which is even cooler.
And also, last Thanksgiving, the stories were a bit shorter.
Mhm.
They were all kind of like just little nibbles of a larger pie. Trying to use Thanksgiving analogies, but it's true. And this Thanksgiving, it's like a whole slice of pie. Each story, because we got 3 stories for you guys, and
Now I'm just thinking of potential Thanksgiving and like sayings I can do. Just throwing them in there.
yeah,
Stuff your turkey.
ooh, I don't like that one.
That's what people do.
Stuffed turkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I hate stuffing. I think it's gross.
You don't like stuffing?
No.
I like stuffing.
Sorry. Side tangent.
No,
real
I
quick.
mean, it's
just-
Thanksgiving.
I
Might
don't
as well
like it.
talk
I think
about
it
it.
tastes weird.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
threw you off your game there for a
Yeah,
second.
just a little bit, but no, it's cool. I'm actually not the biggest turkey fan, believe it or not. Like, since we're on the subject, I'm just throwing that out there. I've never really been like the biggest turkey fan. I think it's kind of a dry meat. Granted, I know it's healthy for you, so
Sure is.
I do eat like
I like turkey. I think it's
turkey,
good.
like I
Like
do turkey,
sliced
like
turkey?
ground turkey for tacos.
Like sandwich meat turkey.
Yeah, sandwich
good.
turkey. Mhm.
You know, we do get to keep one tradition this year.
What?
Some football in the
Yeah,
morning.
that we do. Yeah,
I was a
Turkey
little
Bowl
nervous
is
we weren't
back
gonna.
on. Mm-hmm.
Because did we play last year?
No,
Oh,
well, we played, but not the same group that we usually play with.
right.
So, yeah, football is fun, especially when you're getting old like us.
Being able to still move is a plus.
Yep. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. There have been times when I'm going to out you right now. There are times when you come home and you're like, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm too sore, and I'm getting old." And it's like, you're only old if you say you're old.
Well,
look
I
at some of these, like Calais Campbell in the NFL is freaking 40 years old, and he's playing D tackle for the Cardinals right now.
Look, if I was
a
rich
mindset.
and I had all I did was play sports, then I could do it too. But I work my 9 to 5.
Yeah, but
I
like
get
you can
tired.
still. Oh,
I get tired. It's out of nowhere. Where'd you come from?
All right, chill out, Sully.
I am young. I probably shouldn't complain that I'm getting old because I can go do things.
Yeah,
Like I can still get up and go hike a mountain if I really wanted
yes,
to.
you can.
But there are days where I'm tired.
I mean, no, like, yeah, I like to lift. There's days when I come home from my job and I'm like, not today. It's just, nope.
It's
I'm
one
tired.
of those days.
It's just, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But I also like to go play basketball. So I am trying to get everybody to just meet once a week and go play basketball, which is fun. So anyway, yeah, being old is a mindset. That's the end of the end of our spiel. Anyway, let's get back on track. Let's read some stories. Yeah.
let's jump into it. Hold on. Alrighty.
Yeah. Jake
sit down.
is going to read them. So
Good boy. You got some fur falling off you. All right.
everybody
Thanks in advance for your stories.
also sit back. You got to like set the mood.
Sit back.
Sit back, relax,
Lock in.
grab some eggnog. Oh, sorry. Quick tangent.
Eggnog is definitely not
Quick tangent.
Thanksgiving.
Quick tangent. Well, it's out.
True.
It's out. I drink eggnog on Thanksgiving.
I
That's a good
also
question.
don't like eggnog.
Make this a reel. Who drinks eggnog on Thanksgiving? Right here, I do.
Not me.
Also just saw there's pumpkin spice eggnog, which I just lost my shit finding that out. So
Eggnog is so thick.
So are these. You drink these.
No, I don't.
You kind of do.
Not after what happened last time.
You used to.
Yeah, I did. All right, let's jump back
But like a
in.
milkshake. Milkshake is thick.
Yeah, but that also ruins me.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Milk products destroy me, dude.
Imagine being lactose intolerant.
True. Could be me.
Loser.
All right.
Dairy products.
Since we've had some fun making fun of Jake's dietary restrictions, let's jump into story one.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah. Let's roll. Yeah. Sit back, relax, grab some turkey because everybody right has that or whatever you eat stuffing. I guess Jake doesn't like stuffing.
I love mashed potatoes, though.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, I love mac and cheese.
I thought you were lactose intolerant.
I am, but man, is it good.
It's okay. Universally loved. All right.
Yeah.
Sit back, relax, grab your mac and cheese, and let's get into it.
All right. For the background, I'm deaf. I have a hearing aid and cochlear implant. Due to years of speech classes, I can talk and use sign language. Anyway, when I was in the 5th grade, me and my grandma moved to a complex house. We lived upstairs while her boyfriend lived below. It was a cute small apartment with 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and it had a window that overlooked the driveway. There's a door in the kitchen that goes up to the attic. This story happened just a few weeks after we moved in. My grandma has an old radio station on the table in the kitchen. It doesn't work, but she likes it. And she uses it for decoration. One night, I was woken up by a very loud noise. I have a little bit of a hearing left in my left ear, so I could hear it, but I couldn't make out what it was. I saw my grandma rushing down the hallway, and so I followed her into the kitchen. The radio's light was on, like a greenish light. It sounded like prolonged static. She couldn't turn it off and signed for me to unplug it. I went to check, and to my surprise, it wasn't plugged in. Luckily, it finally stopped a few minutes later. Around Thanksgiving, my grandma and I went up to the attic to get Christmas stuff. I love setting up Christmas stuff before Thanksgiving.
I mean, I set up our tree,
Not like it's hard. But
November 1st.
I wish we had more decorations.
Yeah.
They're
I
just
don't have
kind
money.
of expensive.
I don't have money for that.
They are kind of expensive. But anyway, back to the story. The attic is small, very narrow, and you could see outside through a little window. Like the Conjuring house. I had an uneasy feeling starting to show itself. I honestly didn't want to stay up there because I felt like I would be grabbed by something. Side note, there was a door that was completely bolted on the other side of the room. Kind of odd. A few days passed and my grandma was at work and wanted me to go upstairs for something. I admit I was nervous and a little afraid but forced myself to go. I went upstairs to the attic and saw the door was no longer bolted. In fact, it was wide open. I had a feeling that someone was looking directly at me. Suddenly, there was a loud thud behind the door. I immediately ran down the stairs and locked the door. It got worse throughout the week. I was waking up feeling like I was being held down. The footsteps in the hall got louder, and there was banging on the wall. I would try and make light of the situation, joking with my grandma that the ghost knows that I'm deaf. I thought that because whatever it was relied on visuals and physical scares. Like there were a few times when my bed was shaking, scaring me out of my slumber. It was quickly becoming too much to look at the bright side anymore. I was losing sleep over this. That would suck.
Yeah, it sure would.
Being woken up constantly by your bed shaking or just banging on the wall and you're just potentially feeling the vibrations of it all.
Yeah.
I can imagine that the vibrations probably wake you up more than any noise would. Just in general, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm getting shaken awake, you're probably going to feel that more than someone yelling at you.
True. Have you ever had the, not just to go off on a little tangent, but
It's okay.
Have you ever had like the thing where you have it like you're half asleep And so you have a dream, and then all of a sudden, like something happens in the dream, and you wake up thinking, like, "What was that real? Was that fake?"
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, there was one night when we were here. I always have my window open when I sleep. Girls hate it, and
Just grab them another blanket.
no, but basically, it's like I always have. There's a road right outside of my window and stuff, and by our house, and there's cars going up and down all the time. But at a certain hour, the amount of cars that you hear starts to like die down. Obviously, you get that asshole every once in a while that like just revs up and down the road at like.
I mean, I hear
3
that
a.m.
too.
Yeah, and you're just like, God, you dick.
Like, I'm
Car
trying to
sounds like
sleep.
shit. Stop it. Nobody's impressed. But basically there was one night when I was like half asleep, and I heard like a crash. Like I hear like the revving, and then all of a sudden I just hear like and then you just hear, and I was like, I woke up and I was like, what the like, oh my God. And I'm trying to like listen and hear stuff like outside to hear if there was anything. And I don't know if it was real or not. Now, a couple minutes later, there were like fire trucks and stuff that were flying by, like with the whee, and I was like, oh, well, so it must have happened. But I was definitely like half asleep already. So I don't actually know if that was real. So I wonder if when you wake up and like your bed is shaking, do you feel like your bed is shaking and then you wake up and you're like, what? Or is it like you wake up straight fully awake and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Like an earthquake almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had that experience, but that
Neither
is
have I.
crazy.
But it is interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Fake sleep is a real thing.
Sure is. Time kind of flies, and then you feel like you are so tired.
Yeah, I know. Sleep is weird.
Yeah. The final straw was when I was sleeping one night and my bookshelf with all my dolls on it just flew across the room. Oh, that's kind of crazy. My bed was shaking and I suddenly felt something fall on me. 3 of my glass dolls fell on my face. I got really bad bruises from that. My grandma once woke up to the sound of her stepdad calling her by her nickname. The crazy thing is that her stepdad died when I was 3 years old. She could also smell the same cologne he had and the same pot of coffee he used to brew every morning, even when we didn't use any. Whatever this thing was, it definitely shook us up.
Interesting. That's the end of it?
That is the end, yeah.
That is wild.
I know. I just, yeah.
That's so, wait, I just want to say, like, so the the person who sent that is deaf.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, if a ghost knows that you're deaf and then decides, I'm going to like push stuff over so that they can see that I'm doing this, what a dick.
Literally.
What a dick.
It's like, I know. Visual things are for you.
Yeah.
So you have to shake the bed because you can't just make.
You can't just be like
noises and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you can slam doors and stuff, but
a-hole. That's mean.
I mean, if you're trapped for eternity,
yeah.
Who knows? Crazy story. Thanks again. I'm sorry that happened to you. That kind of blows.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff. Hopefully the ghost left you alone. And
I will never discredit anyone's story, whether I believe or don't believe you. But
Jake's going to start believing. Like, if we're starting to do the stuff like we were saying earlier, where we're going to like these crazy ass places and we're doing ghost hunting, we actually are buying the equipment and things like that. So in order to like, I just think at some point Jake's going to see, because I've had stuff happen to me and I've just been chilling on the couch at home. Like I told you that story about.
Yeah.
So it's like you could just be chilling out
till it happens.
Now
to me,
we're going to
right?
actually like go and seek it out.
Yeah,
so seeking it out, it's
true.
like, okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But Jake's going to hear something and be like,
there might be a day where I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, but I feel like
I believe
we're even going to get to
I
a
feel
point
like it's
though-
going to be on the vlog that's going to happen.
That would be cool. But I'm saying, I think that we're going to get to a point where, we're going to get to a point where you see all this stuff and you're going to try to come up with some rational thing like, oh, that was the leaky pipes, or, oh, that was a car or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There won't be a road for like 40 miles away. And Jake's like, that was a car. No. Me and Josh are just, Josh is on our team now. Our buddy that we talk about on the podcast all the time. Well,
not my buddy, but
his brother, but my buddy. Yeah, he's on the team now. Supernaturals is expanding.
We are. If we could bring more on, we would. But the unfortunate thing is, can't yet.
No,
but we are getting bigger.
But anyway, welcome to the team, Josh. You'll see him on the vlog. Come that vlog whenever it comes out.
Sometime in the future.
Sometime next year, early 2026. So anyway, damn, that was a crazy story. Moving on. I was thinking about this moment a few days ago and thought this would be a great place to share. This was my first paranormal unexplained experience that seemed to jumpstart many more as the years continued. It was the 29th of August, 1994, and my dad was waiting for me in the school's parking lot. I tossed my backpack in the back, waiting for him to get out of the driver's seat. I walked over to his side, but he said, "I'll drive today." I acknowledge, so it seems like this person drives. Like, you ever come out of your school and you're like, "Hey, Dad, let me drive today." And they're like, "Sure."
Like when you're younger?
Yeah.
Like not able to drive?
Yeah, I mean, this
I've
person's at school, so.
I've sat in my parents' lap and drove down like back in Iowa.
I'm saying like, it's like expected for this person to just be like, yeah.
But I've done it with my permit. Are they like 14?
I don't know.
Probably.
But school's parking lot.
Yeah.
Dad's coming to pick him up, so obviously not the age to drive.
Right.
Dad, and then the kid
but maybe
just has this agreement to say, "Hey, like, get in the other seat. I'm driving."
Yeah.
So anyway, the dad says, "I'll drive today." I acknowledged and buckled up my passenger seat, noting his face had a more serious look than usual. The car started, and my mind was going through 1,000 scenarios of what might be going on. Did I do something wrong? Was I in trouble? Before my mind figured out what happened, my dad blurted out, "I have some bad news," he said. "Your cousin died last night." His words felt like a punch in the gut. My soul doubled over. My body sat there, frozen. I immediately thought of my closest cousin who I saw on a weekly basis. He must have noticed my eyes widened, so he continued. "It was your cousin Dee. A drunk driver hit and killed her last night." I regretfully had a sigh of relief and an equal amount of guilt for obvious reasons. It wasn't the cousin I was thinking of. I know. My dad showed no emotion as he turned the car's motor over. I knew the car was moving, but my body was frozen in place. To this day, I still feel bad saying what I did. Maybe it was because of the awkward quiet, or maybe it felt like I needed to say something. But I had said, "Well, I wasn't really close to her, so..." My dad nodded, perhaps thinking that it was an acceptable answer. I remember wincing at that comment when I replayed it in my head. Why did I say that insensitive thing? Ugh. I felt like such an asshole. I remember looking out the window as we drove home, replaying the last moment I saw Dee alive. It was actually Thanksgiving. Everyone was headed home, and I stood by the back of my grandma's house to say goodbye to everyone. Dee said goodbye, but then gave me a second look, reached out and tickled my chin. "I love the goatee," she smiled. I blushed brighter than a stop sign. She winked at me and walked out the door, waving goodbye. I didn't know that would be the last time I would see her alive. We made it home, and my dad continued being silent. I entered our back door to my mom and aunt crying at the kitchen table. They were talking to my grandma, going over what happened. I quickly passed by so I could go down to my room and get away from the sad emotions. The next day was business as usual. I was gathering myself at the kitchen table when I heard that familiar hum of our garage door opener. At first, I thought my dad must have had a longer night at work and was just getting in. Without much worry, I looked through our peephole that allowed me to see the garage from inside the house. I scanned the garage, but no one was in there, minus my parents' car. I continued to watch the garage door go down and listen for my dad to close the side door, but nothing. Before I pulled away from the peephole, I saw the garage door opening again. I knew for sure my dad was testing something, so I continued to watch, waiting to see my dad's outline from behind the garage door. But he wasn't there. My jaw dropped. As I was starting to get concerned, just then the door started moving back down. What the hell was going on, I thought, as I ran through the back door, down the stairs, and slammed the side garage door open. My heart was beating hard as I scanned the room in person. I literally gasped when I saw the garage door had stopped midway down. Now, before I continue, I feel like I need to fill you in on the garage door opener situation. When my dad opened the box around the mid-'80s, it had come with 3 remotes. The first one died years ago and was in the junk drawer. There was no battery. I know this because I took it out to use it for something else long ago. The second was in the kitchen, mounted on the wall right behind me, and I was the only one awake. The third was in my mom's car, in the passenger side sun visor, where my hand was, and it was gone. My fingers felt the outline of where the remote should have been. It had sat in the sun visor for so long it made a permanent impression. I kneeled down, popped my head through the window, and saw it was gone. I looked at the seats, nothing. I looked at the floor, nothing. At that moment, my confusion turned to outright rage. Someone must have snuck in and stole the garage remote. I felt my nostrils flare as I ducked under the half-open garage door. My chest puffed out, looking for a fight as I scanned the area for a thief. I felt so violated. How dare they come into our house and steal from me and my family? Oddly enough, the streets were empty. No one was around. I looked behind the only hiding places, and even then, it was no more than a large bush. No one up the street, no one down the street, across the street. No one was around. As my rage died down, the logical part of my brain took over my thoughts. Maybe it's my friends playing a joke, my mind thought. So I slowed my breathing and listened for my friend to laugh at me. But again, nothing. Haha, you got me. Come on out, Jay. My voice relented, thinking I was the butt of a rather well-timed prank. But there was nothing. Maybe this wasn't a joke. At that moment, I knew I needed to get my parents involved. So I ran back into the house and growled out loud, "Someone took our goddamn garage opener." A few moments later, I saw my dad not so happily turn the corner and confront me. "What's wrong?" he barked, frowning at me for what I assume was only 3 hours of sleep. "Someone took our remote and keeps making the door go up and down," I explained. Understanding the situation, he marched outside to the garage. As I followed him through the side door, I noticed the big garage door was now closed. "That wasn't like that," I blurted out as I pointed to the big door. Still frowning, my dad turned around, reached into the car window, and with his left hand, pulled the remote from under the sun visor. No, Dad, it wasn't there. You have to believe me. It wasn't there just a minute ago. I saw it myself," I pleaded with him. "It's right here," he said, now visibly annoyed. We both stood there for a second, looking at each other. I shook my head over and over, throwing my hands up. I felt so judged, so stupid. I felt like a complete idiot. My dad, having enough of the situation, put the remote back in the sun visor and walked past me without speaking another word. I sighed and dropped my head, feeling like I was crazy. I followed him upstairs and heard my mom ask if everything was all right. My dad's response felt like claws scratching at my heart. "It's nothing. I don't know what's wrong with that kid," he had said. Still stunned, in shock, and a bit hurt, I grabbed my backpack and ended up heading to my friend's house. Halfway there, I got a second wind. I'll tell my friend what happened and he'll believe me, I thought. So I did. And as we walked down his driveway, I spilled my guts, hoping he would believe my crazy story. "Wow, weird," my friend told me as he rolled his eyes and shook his head and waved me to his card. "Dude," I scoffed, "it really happened." Without much more said, he got into his car and we headed off to school. The morning played over and over in my head as I watched the houses pass by. Was it paranormal? If anything, unexplained for sure. I like to think it was my cousin saying goodbye. "I'm sorry, D. I didn't mean to say such an unsensitive thing when I found out you passed. Forgive me."
Damn. Heavy.
That's a good story.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is a kind of a crazy thing that happened.
Yeah. That's got to be so frustrating if you go through this whole thing by yourself And the non-believing thing, that sucks. That's a horrible feeling when you know something is true and then nobody believes you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's a brutal
They just
feeling.
think you're going through something crazy or whatever, and you're just on the outs by yourself thinking, maybe I am crazy, because you're getting kind of almost gaslit in a way.
I mean, that's literally what this kind of is like gaslighting. But the difference is nobody knew the answer.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody knew
Why it was happening.
the truth was that it wasn't actually there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. But what do you think? Comment down below. Let us know.
Great story.
What are we at?
And that leads us to our final one. I don't know. What are we at?
Like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Half an hour, guys. Yeah. Also, I just want to point out, we have spent a lot of time trying to make episodes an hour long. We have tried countless things to make our episodes an hour long. And then we found out that most of the time you guys don't really give a damn how long they are.
Very true.
Some of our shorter ones are actually some of our best performing. So, that's why we kind of started doing the highlights, because maybe, so you guys like more of the short term stuff. But regardless,
the episode's just going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say is like if an episode is like 40 minutes or something, then it's 40 minutes. If an episode's
next
2
week it
hours
might be
long,
that long. Yeah, who knows?
then it could be 2 hours long.
It's just, how much do we have to talk about? Are we just going to rant and BS and tangent the whole time?
I do think 2 hour long episodes probably won't be a thing. I'll probably cut when
not.
I'm making. I'll probably cut it and then say we'll just do part 2 next week. So yeah,
it's not a lot of people have that amount of time to listen to stuff, but
I mean, yeah, it's like, well, I mean, if you're at work and so, I don't know,
just depends.
Actually, that's a good poll. I want to know, when do you guys listen to us? Is it at work?
Is it at home?
Is it at the gym? Yeah. Is it at home?
Is it at night?
Trying
Is
to
it in the
wind
morning?
down? Yeah. Are we a part of your morning early commute, or are we a part of your nightly commute home? Are we something that you throw on in the background while you're taking care of the kids and cleaning up the house, making dinner? If so, what you cooking? Can we join? But anyway,
Better be some bombs, some bomb food. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'd be kind of curious to know that.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know.
Kind of true.
I think we have a pretty decent sized audience now, I would say. So I'd like to know our returning viewers, like Tuna, for example. When the hell do you listen to us, man? We know you listen to every one of these. What do you do? What are you doing? Anyway.
If I were to guess, though, it's probably going to be work.
Yeah.
For most people.
I mean, that's what I would do as well.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let us know. And on to our final story
of our Thanksgiving special.
This is the second story from abnormal or unusual happenings in my life. I like writing them down to share and remember them by. You can take the experience as you choose. This is just a true story from my view. To protect the location and identity, I will be pretty vague. This is still an active church and congregation, so if by coincidence you figure it out, please don't go knocking on their doors asking to ghost hunt.
That's a good call.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we're going to say this at the beginning of our vlogs and stuff too, like our ghost hunting thing. Just a quick thing. We are fully believers of if you go to a place to ghost hunt, you need to ask for permission.
Yes.
Because it is private property. You're going to get in trouble. The owner's not going to like it. You could screw something up. We know there's Urbex explorers out there that do some pretty wild stuff, which is fun. It's entertaining, but it's also super dangerous. So
it is. Yeah.
Be
careful,
sure
ask
if
for
you
permission.
do this stuff, ask for permission. It is fun when you do, because
we won't say
there's
it's
not
the easiest to get, but it's also the best way, because then you feel very confident going in and you feel way better about the situation.
Yeah, you won't have this looming presence of,
are we going to get caught?
Gosh.
Are we in a bad in a bad area?
Yeah, you can go and just solely focus on ghosts.
Is the floor going to cave in? You just, at least in some of these places, it will probably be a safe area.
Yeah. So anyway,
general disclaimer.
Yeah. That being said, let's move on.
Yes. I'm not necessarily a believer in ghosts, feel that, though you can call me skeptical. But this story begins several years ago when I was living on the outskirts of Greensboro, North Carolina. I was focused on college and was living with my family. My family had a music director at a local Presbyterian church. On the side, this particular church had a theater program for young and interested actors. They would put on small plays when school was not in session. Anyways, a lot of stuff around our house became props for the shows at this theater to save money. It was the week after Thanksgiving, and my family began to decorate our house for the holidays. I was home one night just relaxing. I was asked by my family to drive over to the church and pick up 2 outdoor decorative Christmas trees that we would normally put outside our house. I didn't say no, of course, and made the drive out to the church. The building itself was relatively old. It had 3 attached sections: an administrative building where the pastor and church offices were located, the main chapel, classroom, and theater building, and behind the church was a decent-sized graveyard. It was around 8 p.m. and the sun was already down, so it was dark outside at this point. I opened the door to the theater building and deactivated the security alarm to begin finding these Christmas trees. The theater in this particular building was upstairs, so I made the small climb up to the second floor. At this point, I had already turned on all the lights to help ease my already present feeling of unease. I made it into the theater and began to make my way towards the stage. I was told the trees were backstage, so I had a short walk to go. While I was walking, I began to hear shuffling backstage. Something was moving back there, but I couldn't see since the curtains were closed. Could it have been a mouse or something unexplainable or something explainable? Possibly, but this movement sounded like something was getting dragged. I paused to regain what composure I had, knowing I didn't want to go back to the house empty-handed. I moved quickly behind the curtains to find the trees and hightailed it off the stage to get back to the theater. I got the trees into the car and was getting ready to drive home. Then, of course, it struck me. I left the lights on, doors unlocked, and security system off. I again mustered the courage to head back inside to complete the locking of the building. I head back to the theater to turn off the lights up there. As I'm there, I suddenly heard footsteps on the stage. The stage, mind you, is dark, but the seating area was lit. When I finished, it sounded like a boom came from backstage. It sounded like one of the set pieces had fallen over. I dare not look or try to find the source. I turn off the lights and go back downstairs. At this point, I'm holding my bladder as well, so in classic horror movie fashion, I decide the best thing to do is relieve myself first instead of leaving the building. No lie, as I'm there peeing, I start hearing the floors creaking above me as if something was heading towards the same set of stairs I came down. At this point, I must have had a heart rate around 150 and was ready to make my escape. But I was in the fight or flight scenario. No sooner had I finished washing my hands, I noticed the sound stopped above. I activate the security system, turn off the lights, and head out. To this day, I have never returned to that church. Not because I didn't want to, but I moved shortly after. As much as I would love to figure out what happened that night, it was by far one of the most intense and terrifying nights of my life.
Damn.
Scary. Being by yourself, too.
Yeah.
Hearing weird shit. You're just like, I gotta just get the stuff and leave.
I've definitely experienced the footsteps like aspect of a haunting.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say that, like, knowing that you're the only person there and you hear some footsteps is some spooky shit.
I would bet.
I know that Jake has heard this, just in case. I'm not going to go into the full detail, but the one time when I was at home, I was a kid, and I was taking a shower, like my parents were gone for the night, and I was going to be the only one there until probably like 10, 11 or whatever. My sisters were up playing basketball in Denver, so my parents were took them up there, and so I'm just at home chilling, got my dogs. And I was taking a shower and I heard footsteps. Swear to God, footsteps. And I thought, oh, they're home. Like they're home already. Like that's cool. Like that was genuinely like I heard the footsteps and I go, okay, yeah, they're home. And I walk out and I was like, Mom, Dad, what's for dinner?
No response.
Nothing. So I'm like, okay. And then I call my mom and I go, hey, are you guys home? And she's like, no, we're in Denver. I go, immediately it was like heart dropped. Like what? Yeah, it was freaky. There's more to the story, but just the footstep aspect though is what I wanted to kind of reiterate. So yeah, footsteps and hauntings are pretty chilling. So
yeah. And then forgetting to do a bunch of stuff because in the moment you're very scared and you're like just trying to.
No offense, but like, F that light. Like F the lights. They're staying on.
Just left.
They're staying on. I'll deal with the consequences in the morning. I'm not going back in there. Like, yeah.
Ballsy to go back. Well, anyway, guys, thanks again for the stories. They've been great. I hope. Yeah. That's right, Soul.
Is that going to get picked up on the mic?
I don't know. I can cut it.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for the stories, guys. They've been great. We appreciate them. Very unique situations and stories to hear. We love hearing them from you guys and appreciate that.
If you have any stories of spooky things that happened to you on Christmas or around the holidays or
just spooky things that happen to you in general.
Yeah, we have a bunch of listener submission episodes coming out in season 3 too. So stay tuned for that stuff on our socials. But yes, thank you. If you have a story, send it to our emails. What is our email that you want them to? At spnproductions.com.
Well, it's submissions.
Submissions at spnproductions.com.
Yeah.
You want stories through that?
Yeah.
So is it spn-submission or spn-productions?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a story or you want to tell us just something spooky or you want to get in touch with us or whatever it is, hit us up at submissions at spn-productions.com. And yeah, we are looking forward to hearing more from you guys because this has been a fun journey.
And it seems like all of our fans love the fan submissions. So
yes, it does.
It's great. It's funny. It
helps us out.
Ironic.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks for our holiday special and then our New Year special right after that. So
can't wait.
Cool.
We'll see you guys then.
And we will see you around the graveyard.
Take care.
Thanks for listening to this chilling episode of The Supernaturals. For your protection, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And stay tuned for the next episode.